Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engine. We're doing something a little bit different. This thing here I made, or was working on it pretty much every night for a long time. I was trying to make one of perpetual free running generators, and I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube where they have a motor and a generator and they put a belt between them and they say it works. I knew that. I knew that stuff didn't work. But going to bed at nighttime and thinking about them videos, I was thinking, is there any way you could actually make one of them things work? And it says it can't feed off itself. So I got that in my head. So I started thinking, well, make two of everything with everything different. So like one's feeding the other side. That's how I got the concept of this. So we'll go around and explain what all I did to it. And we'll start up and I'll show you what it does. All right, I bought two 10,000 watt generator heads. Got one on this side, and I got one on this side here. There's no circuitry, none of this stuff. It's all circuitry boards or anything in here. It's all manual, I guess. So like this generator, the pulleys on that side run this generator, and the pulleys on this side run that generator on that side there. Then for the perpetual motion, I used a push-pull system on there. I got two different kind of motors. They're both 5 horsepower motors. This one here, there's one on each side. This one here goes 3,475 RPM, and these generator heads run off 3,600. So I had to do a bunch of gear modifications. That's why there's so many different kind of size pulleys on here and everything. Then so them are the push motors, and these here are the pull motors I got on both ends. And these here are 3470. The other ones are 3475. These are 3470. So I had to come up with the gear combination. So when it gets to the generators, so one spin of this will make a revolution. So when this is spinning and the motor's in full speed, it's producing 3,600 RPM at the generator heads. Then on them videos, the experts were explaining that you can't use belts because you can lose energy by slippage and everything. So that's why on pretty much every belt, I got a idler pulley on both sides so the belt is always tight. Because a lot of the experts were saying, well, these kind of generators don't work is because a loss of energy, like 20% loss. So then over here, these two are for the two motors on the other side, and these two are for the two motors on this side here. That's on or off. Then on this side here, I use dimmer switches. So when this running at full speed, that's doing 3,600 RPM on the generator heads, it's at three-fourths power. So if we need to increase the power a little bit, we can when we adjust it. So these two are for these motors, and these two are for them motors there. Then to get all these big wheels a spinning, I made these pony motors. I come over here on this side here. You get them started up, and I made these brackets here where you turn it in to the wheel for it to catch the wheel to start spinning. Then once it gets going, the idea is to shut these motors off, and this thing is supposed to run by itself, produces its own power. That's the whole idea behind it. A lot of sleepless nights thinking about this thing. But the next thing we'll do now is I'll start it up and show you what it can do. Okay, it's going to be hard for me talking when this thing's running. But I'm going to start the pony motors up and get the thing spinning. Then I'll kick in the power. And I got the tester. We'll plug the tester and make sure we're getting 110 volts out of both heads. Then I'll turn one of the pony motors off, and one pony motor is going to run the whole thing. And we can do it vice versa too, or we can flip it around and have the other motor run and turn the other motor off. I'll show you. I figure I'd do all this talking now because you're probably not going to be able to hear me when these are running. Okay, right now it's producing 120 volts. So I'm going to shut one of the pony motors off. See, the whole concept is for one side to power the other side and the other side to power the other side. But it don't work. Both sides are drawing 110 volts. I can plug things in and do the same exact thing. And some people probably say, well, these ain't the right pulleys. Well, I've tried solid pulleys, and I've tried these. These here are off of McCormick Deering threshing machine, and these are balanced. And they're just the perfect weight for this system to run. I had heavier flywheels on there, and it didn't work. I don't know. I wasn't even gonna do this video because I think I went way overboard on this, try to prove a point. But all these machines, they're fake. They're just pure fake. The only other thing I can think of doing or try, but it's probably just a waste of time. I got a 12 volt generator that came off a John Deere tractor. That's the thing about like putting a pulley on here or something and putting it on there. Then having two batteries, two 12 volt batteries, have a positive, negative. So it's still a 12 volt battery, but has lots of amps. Then hook up a great big inverter. This came out of a motorhome. It's a 3,000 plus heavy duty inverter. But the next step, if I continue working on this, is I have a room upstairs with so many of these pulleys that for trying different gear reductions and everything, I got a wall full of pulleys. This thing costed way too much more than I expected. But I was thinking, putting a pulley here, generator attached to it, have the inverter, take two of these motors off the generator and supply power through the inverter to two of the motors, if that would help out, but probably not. The good Lord's probably does saying quit treading in the deep end, because just think about it. If something like this really did work, all the power companies would go out of business, and eventually all the gas companies would go out of business, because this thing here would run your house, you'd charge your electric car. There'd be a lot of different stuff going on in the world if some of this actually did work. It just stuff like this is just fake. So if you see all them videos on the internet about this stuff, don't even, I don't know what to tell you. It just I tried everything possible to make it work, and it don't work. But anyways, I appreciate you watching. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please subscribe. And anyway, you guys have a good evening.